You always go 10 over the... Woo! Yeah.
No lift. It feels great.
Full sense.
It feels really good. What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today I have a Dravit Gray G80 M3 competition in front of me. This is owned by a good friend of mine, Usef. He's gonna come on here in a second and talk a little bit about this car, everything that he's done to it, and like all of the feature film videos, I'll try to list his modifications in the description for you guys. All right, you guys, so here is my friend Usef. Usef, welcome to the channel, my friend. I've been meaning to get him on for quite a while now because he has my favorite G80 M3. This thing is absolutely sick. I remember the day that you bought this car and then you started modifying it a little bit, and the next thing I know, it's like completely modified in a totally different car. Usef, tell us a little bit about everything that you've done to this car and what your plans are.
The latest edition, actually, I don't know if you've seen James' video, but I didn't have the yellow DRLs. I picked them up from a local guy here, Jose.
Yeah.
JR G80. So he pretty much has them on hand.
They look really good.
Yeah, so I was a little hesitant about the red grille and the yellow DRLs, but I think it really works really well. So I have the RW signature lip in the front. I have the Auto Technic gloss black grille with the red outside, and then these vents actually not factory. These are from CT Carbon.
Oh, okay.
So as you can see, I have a combination of products.
This is like the CSL style, right?
It is.
Yeah, that looks really good. And where did you get that from?
Auto Technic.
Auto Technic. Okay,
yeah, so
cool.
they hit me up. So this is kind of, I think, one of the first ones that came out with the red replica for the CSL.
Yeah, I feel like if you have a G80 or a G82, you have to do that grill. Like that grill just makes this car look a million times better than the factory grill.
You know what's so funny is that now like it's almost like when you see a stock grill, you're like, huh, I now I remember what it looks like. What
yeah, exactly. It just looks so much more aggressive with this grill. Basically, everything that you've done with this car is like pretty much how I would do it, man. Like the carbon lip, the carbon ducts, the CSL style grill, and the yellow DRLs against the Dravit is just, oh, it's so good. It looks amazing, dude.
Yeah,
amazing.
You probably get a sneak peek from the front mount intakes, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I want to make sure to ask you this question. Is this thick whip fitment approved?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This car, your fitment's actually perfect. Like this car looks insanely good in person. The fitment of the BC Forge wheels, there's no gap. There's no fender, entire gap. It looks really, really good, man. I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So what we have here also is the CT Carbon side skirts. They're a little bit, there's another style that they have, but this is the most aggressive. Comes out more. So at the beginning, I had to kind of teach myself to kind of extend my leg a little bit out, not use it as a foot pedestal. And also, this is one of one. So these are by a gentleman out of Germany, and this is one of the most asked questions. Where did I get it from? Can I get some more?
Yeah,
I'll try to reach out to him and see if
because they're gonna ask. Yeah, I really like these though. They follow the contour of the rear super nice, and all of these. I think the thing that I really like the most about your car and your build is everything is really tasteful and thoughtful. Like you didn't just throw a bunch of things on this car. It looks very clean and simple.
This is kind of my style, like my approach, kind of like a few things. But there's also the wheels and so I have the BC Forge LE 10s.
Yeah, these are so good. These look amazing on this car. So he did the all black, just basically gloss black all the way through. Yeah, and then the stainless steel hardware and the step lip.
This is not the step lip. This is the flush lip.
Oh, this is the flush lip.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
The step lip is the MLE 10.
Yeah, so I had the MLE 81s on my Supra, and they're very similar to this.
You're the one who kind of got me into from the Supra wheels and the fitment on that. Yeah. I was like, I gotta get me a set.
Dude, they just look, especially with the PS4S's, like the fitment with the chunkiness is just, it's perfect, man.
So the funny story behind it is, like, I love those wheels that you had on the Supra, but they kind of look very similar to the stock, which is a pain in the neck to clean. So I was like, I didn't want to have another.
Yeah, the mesh is a nightmare. These are a bit more spokey looking. These are, you know what they almost remind me of? They're like a more aggressive version of the Apex FL5s. I don't know if you've ever seen those,
yeah.
but I had them on my M2, and they look a lot like this. Minus, like, are these two-piece?
Two-piece.
Yeah, so minus the two-piece, mine were just a one-piece and flow-formed, but the style overall just looks a lot like this. These look amazing on this car. What is the sizing of the wheels and tires?
Oh yeah, that's a big question. So it's 20 by 10 with plus 12 and 20 by 11 plus 14.
Okay, cool.
With a 275 tire in the front and a 295 in the back.
Okay, nice.
So
nice.
you get a little bit more meat.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The 11 will eat it. I mean, the rear hips on the M3 are so wide. Like, it'll take 295 all day. You could probably put a 305.
Yeah, I heard you can. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be close. You'd have to probably lift it up a little bit because it is tight, man. This rear is that's like credit card tight. But I love it. It looks so good.
For the rear, we have the GTS tail lights. Those are actually I picked them up from James,
Oh,
but
okay.
he told me that he got them from Euroclass.
James's G80 M3 taillights, they live on into Usef's build.
There's few parts here.
I feel like when James parted out that car, like all of our friends got the parts. So like all of our friends have a bit of James.
I've received so many messages like, "Hey, I wanted those." I was like, "Sorry, dibs." You know?
Well, they look amazing on this car. The only other ones that I like beyond this, well, the factory ones look good too, but the CSL ones look insane. Those are like really. I think they're pretty expensive though. They're like
very expensive. They look like wires.
Yeah, they look like
laser
wires. They're crazy. They're crazy. But these look great as well.
So I also have the Keys Motorsport rear diffuser. Shout out to them, and
It's nice. Fitment looks good.
yeah, it was one of the easiest installs.
Nice.
So
Which is a good thing with
Yeah.
a diffuser because
Yeah.
diffusers they can sometimes be
it
really
fit just like our glove. Just went in.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
This is I actually picked it up from Victor. He's local here, but he told me that it's from R44.
And that's
high
like a
kick.
PSM style.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
the
a
high
PSM
kick
style.
kind of. I don't know what, but yeah,
high
it's,
kick spoiler.
Yeah,
Looks great, man.
and we'll talk about the exhaust, but these are not stock tips, of course.
Of course not. No, they're massive.
I have the IND paint matched
Oh, yeah, the reflector.
rear reflectors and as well the front.
Yeah,
There's
the
another
deletes.
one that they have for the rear where it looks like a honeycomb or
Yeah, I've seen
I
those.
kind of prefer the paint match.
No, these look way cleaner.
So,
Yeah,
and then
I like
also,
these.
yeah.
Yeah, these look way cleaner, and the paint match looks really good.
Yeah, I actually tested it with the Dravit. If you put, because right now it's kind of gloomy, but you'll see how there's flakes.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I actually tested it on the reflectors, and it also has the flakes.
Oh, it does have the gold
Yeah,
flake
so this
in
is
it.
how much. IND,
Oh yeah, you can see it.
That's how much like IND like
Just nails it.
Yeah.
Well,
nails.
let me just say, Dravit Gray is easily my favorite BMW, or at least new body BMW paint code. This color looks so good, and I think that one of the biggest letdowns of the G87 was that it was not produced in Dravit Gray.
Yeah.
That car should have been made in Dravit Gray because it looks so good in red, black, and that's it. It would have looked amazing in Dravit Gray, and I just love the Dravit. It's such a complex and cool color. It's a dark gray, and it's got this like gold flake to it. But in overcast days like this, it almost just looks like a Nardo gray. And especially against these yellow DRLs, man, it suits the car really good.
Somebody actually asked me like if I would go with another color, what would it be? And I was like, I would probably do Dravit again.
Yeah.
BMW did a great job like with this year, like with the new M3s, like how they gave you like a full collection of all kind of colors.
The G80 for me personally was a car that I never had a problem with from the beginning. I know a lot of people came on and said, well, it's going to grow on you, and all these people were hating on it in the beginning, but I actually never had an issue with this car. And a lot of people compare that mentality to how others are perceiving the G87 M2. However, I think that that's just like a different animal. With these cars, I always thought they looked good, and I thought when people went to the CSL grills, it just looked that much better. Did you love the G80 from the jump?
I was one of the few, so I did this. Like so I didn't choose to go into the G80. I actually had a E90 M3 supercharged that I love dearly. I'm a big fan of the E9 X generation. I've actually had 3, so it wasn't by choice. Yeah, so when I look at yours, it's like I get a nostalgia feeling. But it just happened to be during, got into an accident, I hydroplaned, and it was during COVID times where everything was just $20,000, $30,000 more.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get myself to get another E9X that is 30,000 more for the same price for what I bought 3 years ago, 4 years ago. They were just out, and I was like kind of looking at them. I was like, man, this is a mean looking car. This is how I actually met James. We were at the dyno, and he pulled up with his car, and that's, you know, I started looking. I was like, man, this looks mean in person. So I was always like a fan of it. The CSL grill, I agree with you. It definitely kind of makes it more aggressive.
Yeah, it just gives it the right amount of character on the front end. So the car, as far as suspension, what are you sitting on?
Oh, so it's the KW Hasket. It's just the adjustable. I still actually a little bit room in the front. I can lower it a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And in the back, I had the version 1, so I cannot go any higher actually. So they have a fix for it, but I haven't went after yet. So
how many miles are on this car?
a lot. So
you drive?
I drive. Yes.
Yeah.
I drive. So I just passed 33,000 miles. I think 33,500. So
I like to hear that, man.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I could be the highest, unless if you know, someone takes it off my hands. But
yeah,
I'm driving this thing. It's my daily, and I work from home too. So you guys can imagine.
Speaking of taking it off your hands, what are you thinking? What are you thinking here, dude?
So I actually
you trying to get rid of this thing?
I wasn't thinking about it, but someone approached me when I was up in the Keys Motorsport, and they were interested in buying the car as is. So I gave them a price for as is, and I have a price for stock, and we kind of went back and forth, but he went in a different direction. But yeah, definitely for the right price, anything is sellable. So, but.
You don't say. Well, yeah, so far, man, you've done a great job on this car. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the interior? Do you have any interior stuff done?
For the interior, I actually have one only. The only thing that I have is actually this.
Oh, the carbon paddles.
The Auto Technic carbon paddles.
Well, it looks amazing, man. I love the red against the Dravit. Like, what a good combination of colors. The interiors on these cars are pretty sick.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah,
they did an awesome job. So tell me why you didn't go with the carbon buckets.
I went to the Hendrick when they first came out, and I found out that they have buckets. There was a red, Toronto red, I think, M4, and it had the bucket seats. I got in it, sat in it, and I just felt like it was kind of holding my legs too tight. But if I would do it again, I would probably get the buckets just because of the rarity of them. But I actually was just playing around on the website the other day. They're, for some reason, not available to to order. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But what I heard the most about the bucket seats, that they're not comfortable. It's just getting in and out of the seat. When I heard that, I was like, okay, that's not too bad. Like everybody says, like, oh, it's just stuck. I just have downpipes, you know, like.
Dude, this engine bay, the titanium is such a cool look, man. I love it. Against the Dravit, it's just like the whole combination, man. It looks so good.
Yeah, I was actually going to go for the Aventuri intakes, but when we were in Invasion last year, we were right beside Apex built Graham from Florida.
Yeah.
And he had on his M5, the F10 M5, like all the titanium goodies, and I don't think I've seen it before. So I kind of got interested. We started talking, and this is the first front mount fully titanium intake. So,
yeah, dude.
So this is actually the prototype. So the product that is out now does not look like this one. So this is kind of like we made it work. But there's two companies that do titanium. It's actually Apex and also RK Titanium.
Yeah, I've heard of both of them.
Up in New Jersey for Keys Motorsport. Great guy too. Like they sell titanium products and intakes and all that. So and a full exhaust too.
Tell me about, you have like a dress up.
Oh yeah,
like
so this is Downstar.
Downstar, okay.
So
cool.
Shout out to Frank.
Yeah, that looks sick too. And what do you have on your engine cover?
These are also part of the RK Titanium.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They also come with the here for the ECU cover.
Oh, okay.
For the cow.
Wow, so you can really just like dress up the whole thing. I like how you didn't go too far. Like it just looks very, very, again, just tasteful. And then those intakes obviously feed up through to the front.
Yep.
Of the grill, so they're just bringing in all of that cold air. So what about like the DME or tune?
Yeah, so it's actually femto unlocked. The guys at Empire, Matt, helped me out. They sent it up to Finland and we got it unlocked. I have Apex built catless downpipes and a full race mid pipe and axle back exhaust by TFL Italy. I think it's one of the greatest sound G80s. I don't talk much about it, but I'll let the exhaust speak for itself.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, it sounds really good. No, it sounds amazing. And also the intakes, like the combination with the intake induction noise, and then the exhaust is just wait till you guys hear this.
If you want something loud, this is loud. That's
it's loud. So. Well, is it straight? Is there any resonation, or is it pretty much?
There's no resonation, but the muffler is like this big.
Yeah. So basically, it's open all the way to the mufflers, and then it's valved.
And it's valved.
Yeah. It's
and
so
actually,
sick.
Speaking of valve, I actually have the Daler, Germany. Shout out to George. Valve control.
Oh, nice.
So I can widely open it or close it, of course. So.
Dude, Heck yeah. So it's Femton locked. Who actually tuned the car?
So it's Utku, the Utku sauce.
Utku sauce. Yeah. So he tuned James's M5,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. And few guys here at Charlotte now.
And I've been hearing a lot about him.
I have an E40 tune, so with a 93 tune, you're kind of running low 600s, and with the E40, you're kind of low 700s.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Quick
and
boys.
just for you, John, I went and got some E, so we're on the E40 tune.
You know
right
I
now.
like that. You know I like that E, bro. Give me a little bit of that sauce.
The corn. Yeah.
Pause.
Stock turbo, stock engine. Not. It's just literally bolt-ons and the E40 tune.
It's amazing to me that you just do those few things.
It's a cheat code.
And you're at 700. It is literally a cheat code. I mean, it's like not even fair. The S58 is just such a crazy platform. Like, it's funny to me because you always see the S55 guys and the B58 guys just feuding back and forth, and then the S58 guys are just standing there like, yeah, we know we're
post.
good. We don't need to mess with you guys.
I saw that post. Now more and more people are starting to recognize and realize what the car can do. There's a few guys out there that they're running 8s and 9s like M Life, New York. S58 New York City.
They're so fast.
They're just killing it.
So yeah, it's the build is insane, and the cool thing is, like I said before, it's a really tasteful build, but it also has usable power. It's not like too nuts for the streets. Like, you can drive this car daily, throw in the E40 tune, smack a bunch of people on the street, and then go get your groceries on the way home. And that's why I really do like this platform. It's so loud. It's, what was that, third gear?
Yeah, it was third.
Holy dude. This car feels great. Are you kidding? I haven't been in a fast car in so long. It's like, oh my god. The shifting feels really good.
Yeah, it's
fast.
So I forgot I have
XHP?
XHP Stage 3.
Man. I will say, with XHP on a ZF8 Trans,
it transforms.
It's damn near DCT clamping.
Yeah, it's instant shift. Yeah.
It's good. It's fast and it's hard. This thing rips, dude. It's so loud.
I hope it caught that.
All right. Wow, it shifts fast, dude.
And hard.
It's so effortless. Like, the way that this car drives is just easy.
Yeah,
it's like easy power. Dude, it's fast. What does it feel like in the passenger seat?
Same. It feels faster because I'm not holding.
It's more dramatic. Yeah.
Because I started doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was doing. Man, it feels really good though. Yeah. Like, it's just so smooth. The way that this car puts down the power is just effortless. And it feels great. The one thing that my only complaint with this car is how light the steering is. The steering is so light. Like, most people wouldn't even complain about that, but going from like the cars that I'm used to with like the hydraulic steering, when you come back to a light electronic steering car, it is so light. It's almost too light.
The previous M2, it's definitely, you can tell how much it like handled, right?
A little bit of body roll. So
Yeah,
that's going to be the
has it.
difference between like when you go into like my E92.
Do you always go 10 over the speed limit?
I know the speed limit, dude. I wasn't even going that fast. Woo!
Yeah.
No lift. It feels great.
Full send.
It feels really good. Rest assured, man, this car feels incredible.
You driving the E92 for so long, you're taking it out all on this. You're like, is that 400 more horsepower?
Hey man, as much as I love my older cars, these newer cars that have the S58s and like the newer B58s, man, they feel so good when you throw some modifications at them. Like they eat it so well.
Yeah.
And they just put down the power and just drive overall so good. Like I always try to be that guy who's like, I love my older cars, but man, these newer cars do it really good. Like they perform really good.
For the ones that can't see, there's a bunch of cars in front of us. That's
I'm being responsible. I'm being responsible.
we're going.
I'm sorry I'm burning up all your gas.
No, you're
like
good,
I probably owe you like $100 bucks.
No, I got it.
Now.
I got it for this. You're good, man. It's a small one. Yeah.
It's really loud. Yeah. Like it's difficult to tell in the car because these cars do a really good job of depressing a lot of the noise, but this car is loud. Well, dude, thank you so much for letting me drive this car. It's been a really cool experience, especially one that's modified to this level. It's just absolutely, man. Slowly convincing me that I might need. I might need a G80.
I'm pretty sure, just like me, many people would love to see what we do with it.
Yeah.
So you're an artist, so that's an art.
Well, right? I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Usef, thank you again so much for coming onto the channel and telling us about your beautiful G80. Is that very convincing? I might have to get one in the future. But yeah, if you guys want to follow Usef, I will leave his Instagram and everything down below, and I'll also try to find all of the modifications and like links for you guys if you have a G8X car and you're trying to do the same modifications as him. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.